Transgender bathrooms, restrooms? Are you out of your mind? Come on. Hello, is this thing on?
Jesus Christ, what are you doing over there, old man?
No apologies, no safe spaces. This is Savaged Unfiltered. Just the cold, hard, conservative truth.
You gotta give me better instructions.
I gotta give you better instructions. Anyway, guys, welcome to the show. For a change, I let Tom, open us up. He it's all right. He went off his cue, but it's okay. Anyway, guys, welcome to the show. This show being brought to you by Visit Clearwater Beach, Florida.com, guys. Head over to Clearwater Beach, Florida, their website there, Visit Clearwater. Okay. And they have amazing packages for the tourists. Okay. Whether you're from the States here, you're coming from another state, or even from Florida, you're having like the little stay vacation, right? Their staycation. I think that's what it's called. Staycation. The staycation. Yeah. Or you're coming from another country, guys, and you want to visit our beautiful beaches on the Gulf Coast, the Gulf of America. Yeah. So visit the Sunshine State, guys, and head over to Clearwater Beach. They have, like I said, amazing packages with hotels, Airbnb accommodations, you name it, folks. Booking.com. It's all available on that website at Visit Clearwater Beach, guys. Amazing. Have you been to Clearwater Beach, Tom?
No.
No.
Nah.
Gotta get you and Grammy to go over there. I'll have Grammy buy you like one of those little tropical hats you could put on top of your head or something.
It'd be all tropical. As long as I can get a drink with a little umbrella.
Yeah. And we'll take a little like dab of sunblock and put on top of your nose.
My nose, there you go. Yeah.
No, don't do that. You look like a peeping Tom, for God's sakes. You remember that old joke from the 60s or 70s? If you see the little sunblock on the nose, that means there's peeping Toms around.
Ay, Chihuahua. Ay.
Anyway, today's discussion, Tom, like you said, should transgenders be? Should they be? Well, they shouldn't be anything. They should be themselves. That's for damn certain. Yeah. But not pretend to be somebody they're not. Okay, so we'll kind of get that out of the order. But should they have their own bathroom? I don't know. Do you think they should have their own bathroom?
Fuck no.
No.
But in a sense, they already do, because some places when you go into bathrooms,
okay,
they have the bathrooms that have the men and the women sign on the door. They're what they call it, unisex bathrooms.
Unisex, yes. Yeah, would you call it unisex? Unisex.
Hey, I'm old.
Call that. Wait a minute. Hold on, guys. Put that on the hashtag on social media everywhere. You have Tom's permission, I would think. I'm speaking for Tom.
Do it.
I'm his fucking parrot now.
Unisex.
No. Put that all over the place, guys. Unisex, right? Instead of calling them transgender, we'll call them unisex.
But no, they had the bathrooms that anybody could go.
God.
As long as there's a lock on the door, who cares? So in other words, we've got to have companies. We have to have facilities now build a special bathroom. Transgender. So hold on, let me get this right. So does that mean then that bathroom's going to accommodate the transgender men and the transgender women in that bathroom?
God.
Don't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense. What are they going to say next? Transgender child or trans child? I think they're already starting to do that now. This is psychotic shit. Okay, this is
psycho.
This is where the laughing and the mocking from the transgender women and men goes bye-bye when we talk about kids, because now they're already instituting that into society where they're now calling children trans children.
Yeah.
That's psychotic.
I remember when this whole thing started to come out in the open back in the I don't know when, but I remember saying, okay, so look, if you're gay and you like guys, great.
Yeah.
If you're a gay woman and you like women, have at it. But if you're a gay man and you're gonna put on a facade that you're a woman and still go after men, now you are a predator.
Yeah.
You've become a predator, and that is bad, and that's bad. And that's exactly what it is. You're a predator now. If you're a woman and you like women, then be a woman that likes women. But once you remove your breasts and you start taking the hormones and you're going to go after women that way, now you're a predator, because now you're putting on a lie. Now you're lying because you're saying, I'm really a man. No, you're not.
Yeah.
And now you're a predator. You're nothing different than a regular sexual predator.
Yeah. Now you mentioned something here with that, okay? Because there are companies out there that already have established transgender bathrooms. You know where that is, Tom? That's Starbucks. Yes. Starbucks has bathrooms where they don't even label men or women on the bathrooms anymore. It just says restroom. Mm-hmm. That's what it says. Or if it doesn't say restroom, I've noticed the newer ones, especially in Atlanta. Obviously I've lived close to Atlanta, folks. Mm-hmm. But sometimes, like, Starbucks is not my go-to coffee. But once in a blue, I don't have a choice. I have to stop there and I want to get my caffeine fix. I'll have to stop in a Starbucks, right? And I noticed, like, in the corner of the store, or, depending on how the layout is, on the door, it will say unisex bathroom. Mm-hmm. That's basically instituting to society that they are welcoming transgender individuals.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there had to be a time where transgender people, before they got this, I don't know where this, all of a sudden they're outspoken and jump out in the middle of everything. There had to be a time when they were kind of like, they were in the shadows. They weren't doing nothing, that bring attention to themselves. And I'm sure that they were using the restrooms of the genders they were pretending to be. But that's before the real elaborate makeup changes and body changes and all this and that happened. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know either. But where the hell is our younger selves? And I'm talking to the boomers out there. I'm talking to the Gen Xers out there. Maybe a degree of millennials, if we have some halfway decent ones listening to the show. Where's our younger selves, okay, with the words stranger danger? That's right, guys. Exactly. Where are those words at? I don't see those words at all anymore.
Exactly. And that's what those kids should be. That's what those kids should be yelling when they have these school teachers coming up to them saying, well, if you feel like a girl, Johnny, then you are. Then Johnny ought to be going, stranger danger. That's
right. And I love how President Trump is bringing in these programs that we discussed this past Tuesday on the program, guys. If you missed that, guys, head over to the Savage library, anywhere podcasts are heard, Spotify, Apple, you name it, guys. He's bringing in these programs like physical education. He is going with his administration to tackle the issue that we're talking about today on the program with transgender bathrooms and, perverts trying to go into they're perverts, folks. Come on. Like, why are we not allowing them to go into their restrooms that they want to go into? Because they don't fucking belong in those restrooms. They don't fucking belong in women's locker rooms if they're a man and they're trying to fucking isolate themselves into a woman. I don't care what the fuck they want. They want to play pretend. They want to fucking put on a fucking Halloween fucking mask. I'm getting a little heated up, guys, as you can hear in my voice, because I'm concerned for this topic here. Okay, I don't care what they want to do. Okay, but they're not allowed to do it. They can pretend all they want to do. They can fucking try to institute to society to have them acknowledge them as a man when they're really a woman and vice versa. I don't care. They want to do that? Let them do that. But You ain't getting my approval. You're not getting my stamp put on it for acknowledgement. You're not getting a fucking peep from me.
Let me just add to that so everybody understands, and there's no question to where I, the old man, stand on this issue. If you could, if you're a transgender woman and you say, well, I belong with the women's locker room and the women's restrooms and all this and that because I believe I'm a woman. If you got a dick between your legs, you're not a woman. Get out of the fucking women's spots. That's how I feel.
Yeah. I mean,
it's pretty simple, people. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, it is simple, and we dealt with this before, have we not, Tom? We've dealt with this before from the 60s and 70s, and then they'll basically say, well, at least the transgender or the alphabet fucking mafia, right? That's how we refer them to. It's nothing new, folks. This is how they were expressed back then too. They use that term alphabet mafia. I actually looked it up, folks, because I actually look up my homework. This is nothing, new under the radar. It's not a MAGA thing. Tom, I know your generation has used that term before. Okay. And we dealt with this on a very appropriate level on how we dealt with creeps like these people. You know what we did? We didn't ignore it. We did something fucking about it.
Yeah.
And we banned a lot of that shit back then. And we put the fucking creeps and the fucking psychopaths and the fucking schizos, and we put them in fucking padded cells away from society. That's what we did. And they were isolated from society. And I'm sorry. Yeah, there was a lot of gays back then and a lot of trans and hermaphrodites, and you name the fucking book on it, not welcomed in society. And I'm sorry it was like that. Or were we a cruel nation? To some people, we would say we were a cruel nation, but that's how we kept streets fucking safe.
People say, I mean, think about it. We're always complaining about the trans women, the men that want to be a woman going into men's bathroom. You never hear the topic about the trans men, the women that are pretending to be a man going into a man's bathroom. And here's why. Because men, this might piss off a lot of people, but men will be more prone to rape a woman than a woman to rape a man. And that's why these transgender women who are men cannot be around women in a situation where the women are running around naked and all that, because that's how rapes happen. And I don't care who you are. If you're a man, a dick should not be around vaginas, because that dick is going to want to go into a vagina.
I absolutely agree. And I mean, that's like asking a homo, like, how can you not think of pussy? And the homo is going to say, because I love cock. I mean, that's it's just the way it is. But I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, people will ask that question for fucking generations upon generations. Well, how can you make a fucking queer straight? And how can you make a lesbian straight? I mean, you can try to do everything. It's possible, folks. I've seen fucking lesbians become straight again. I've seen fucking homos and queers become straight again. It's a possible fucking termination. But it's the mind willing to be strong again to acknowledge that behavior is, I'm sorry to say, is not natural, folks. They may think it's natural, but it's not natural.
Well, you don't.
Whether you believe in God or the higher being upstairs, God didn't, on the 6th or 7th day say, shit, I fucked up. Let me just make a bunch of fucking homos in the fucking world. He didn't do that. How did they become homo or queer or trans or lesbian or bisexual? Here's facts. You want the facts? I'll give you the facts. Whether you want to hear the facts or not, or accept the facts, they're still facts. They're backed by science, and they're also backed by true sources. Look this up. It's all over the internet. You probably know the answer I'm already about to tell you. Indoctrination. Whether they were indoctrinated as a kid, whether they were indoctrinated as a teenager or as an adult. They were indoctrinated somewhere, whether it was through peer pressure, whether it was through media, or whether it was through images or symbolic videos. That's how. They just didn't say, "Oh, I want to be gay." The mind doesn't work that way, folks.
You know, when this whole thing spread into the high schools, and now all of a sudden high school guys are saying, I'm a girl. I'm a girl. I should be in the shower room. I should be able to take showers with the girls because I'm a girl. I'm not a man. I feel safer with the girls. I told Grammy from that day on. I told her when that started happening, I go, this is bullshit, because I used to be a teenager. I used to be a teenage boy. I know how teenage boys think. And their whole purpose is to get into those shower rooms.
Coming at you with truth they won't tell you.
That's the problem. See, that's the issue. They want to. They were trying to find a way. I did a little of savage research, guys. Let's bring in that segue there. Savage research, right? We're going to come up with something, guys. This is going to be a new segue. Every week, I'm going to dig down deep inside a segue here, guys, and we're gonna dive deep into this to find out what truly happened. And this is my analysis and research through the Savage research. Okay, back in the 60s and the 70s, when the community of homosexuality, transgenderness, lesbianism, and bisexualism, they were trying to find a community to be accepted in society, and they were ousted by the generalized society. Okay? They were. Were they not, Tom? I mean, they were doing that.
Yeah.
I believe that they found a method now in the 21st century where they can tackle it now, okay? And they can push it down the throats with tools called social media, with tools called text messaging, with tools called video messaging, such as lives, whether they're on TikTok or whether they're on Twitter X, like the Spaces. They have these tools now where they can, it's there. It's there. Whether you want to accept it or not, folks, it's still there. Because you know why? Because it's a transmission that is in software that is recorded, and now the message is spread. Oh, the message is not spread if you don't want to hear it. Whether you hear it or not, the message is still spread.
It's out there. Yes.
Exactly. They didn't have that, Tom, back in the 60s and 70s. No. So they found a way. It took them like, what? Fucking 30, 40 years, but they found a way. Right?
It's just basic perversion. It's just basic mental illness. That's what it is. Simple as that. And we're afraid to call it what it is. We're afraid. We're afraid to call it what it is. So.
Yeah. That's the simple minded of it, guys. We'll be right back after these short words. Don't go anywhere. You're heated topic, but much needed, discussed topic.
Say this: the transgenderism. This is the subject that I will never compromise.
No.
Yeah. No one can say anything that will change my mind on this stuff, because I believe in biology. All of nature is male or female, everywhere you look, and I will not back down on this. I don't care. They could have some high degree liberal scholar sit down and spell out all kinds of things, drawing a chalkboard and eraser board and all this, and say, so what do you think now, old man? I'm going to go, you got a dick, you're a guy. Sorry.
I mean, how hard is that to figure out, folks? How hard is that to figure out whether you have a penis or a vagina? Well, I'm transgender, Savage. You know, like my 85-year-old grandmother, if she was still alive, you know, she was 8. I remember this woman being 85 for the longest time since I was a kid. I mean, like, does grandma ever age? She's been 85 for the last 15 years, you know, but I mean, all jokes aside, if my 85-year-old grandmother was still alive and I'm like 10 years old at the time, I mean, she's long past by now, obviously, guys, but If she was still alive, my 85-year-old, I had to say that 5-6 times to wake you guys up so to understand what I'm talking about. I'm not going into like a condition here, folks. I'm doing it on purpose. Okay. If she, I'm not going to say it anymore. You understand by now. Yeah. If she was alive today, she would respond to that. And she would say, what the fuck are you talking about? She would say that. What the hell is he talking about, Michael? He don't know what there's only 2 organs down there, either a vagina or a penis. What is this transgender garbage?
Yeah. I thought, when someone says that, hand them a puppy or a kitten or something and say, what's the sex of this dog? What is this dog, male or female? And they spread their legs and you look. It's a male.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
How can you be so sure, old man?
Be sure. Well, because they see a penis. Bingo! That's what we're talking about right there.
Yeah. I mean, like, I would love to have old people back in the day still alive, like in that generation to like even respond. Yeah, there's a couple of them still alive, the golden age before the boomers. I mean, but even if you got a response for the ones that are still alive, okay?
Yeah.
Savage, where the fuck are you going? This is a little crazy. No, you're going to get what I mean by this. The response from these people are just like mind-blowing. They look at these people, these crazy people like you see on the internet, like X and all these other, TikTok and Instagram, all these platforms. And the older people just, they don't even, some of them don't say anything. They just look at them like this.
Because there's no words to describe the insanity.
Yeah.
Well, look at it though. This is the group of people, Michael, that tell you that a human fetus is not a human. That a baby in a uterus is not a baby. I mean, these are the people that do that. But yet these are the people that say, you got to trust the science. Well, what science are you talking about?
I would love to understand where the science has changed, folks, in the last 250,000 years of human evolution. Give or take, I might be off by like maybe 30 or 40,000, but you get the message, yeah.
Exactly. Who all of a sudden just decided that biology is not biology?
Yeah.
What is wrong with your fucking minds?
Tom, I don't think, even Adam and Eve was going around the garden, okay, looking for well, they weren't looking for the forbidden fruit. They just came up upon it. Well, I think depending on what storybook you look at or the Bible or whatever, when they were going around the garden, I don't think that they were looking for like bushes that fucking would resemble someone that had like transgender organs. Even Adam would be like, hey, Eve, this is pretty fucked up. What do you think?
God.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, the simple-minded caveman back in the day would be like, ooh. They were going around the cave. They didn't fucking pull up a skirt and say, oh, no pussy. I mean, the fucking idioticness in this country is just barbaric, folks. It's crazy. You would like to understand. I have an aunt that's like approaching like her late 80s right now, okay? Almost 80 years old. Mm-hmm. And I had a talk with her about this. And I'm like, what do you think about all this nonsense? And she said, I don't pay one damn bit attention to it. I said, it doesn't bother you? And she says, no. I said, well, what if you see somebody asking you where the transgender bathroom is? She says, well, I'm going to try to be polite. Okay. Mm-hmm. Meaning like 90% of my family's from up north. So you can understand where this is going to go, folks.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to be polite. I'm going to acknowledge the image of the person first. Okay. And if it resembles a man, I'm going to point to that man where the appropriate bathroom for him to use is. And I'm going to say very politely and very respectfully, to an extent, sir, the men's bathroom is right there in the back corner. Well, what if you get a response saying, where's the women's bathroom? Sir, you're not allowed in the women's bathroom. No rage. No rage, I would ask her. Oh, no rage at all. There's no need for rage. Well, what if they put rage on you? I would just simply walk away because that's the part where they're wanting the attention and the theatrics at that point.
Smart. Yeah.
Very smart. We don't have to interact with these crazy loons out there, folks. They want the theatrics. They want the attention because they know in today's society of the 21st century, they're going to have some fucking millennial or some kind of whatever that next generation is. I forgot what they are, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. They're going to have their cell phones, right? Their iPhones or God knows what, right? This is the generation that says that they're having trouble affording to take care of themselves, but they pull out a fucking $1,200 iPhone.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to have the iPhone and they're going to camera it and they're going to film it and they're going to get it on TikTok and they're going to get it on social media because that's what they want. They want the theatrics, Tom.
This show, it just blows my mind.
It's chaoticness, man.
You know, do we blame RuPaul for this? Do we blame RuPaul?
RuPaul,
I mean, you know,
no.
I don't even think he considers himself a transgender. He's a transvestite.
No. RuPaul came out years and years ago. Okay,
yeah, no, but
before
the
this
acceptance of it. I mean, do we blame him? Did we go back because he exposed the world to the transvestites? Did they go and perform as women performers? You know, like guy dresses up like Cher. You know, all the world, you know, tries to be like Cher or Dolly Parton and that. You know. And you know, and people are going, "Oh yeah, that's funny, yay!" You know, "Oh yeah." And was that the thing that slowly opened that door for us to, you know, for people to accept transgender? See, I would really love to hear his opinion. I really would.
Well,
I would love to hear his opinion on it.
He did put out something, right, where, you know, he was trying to be fair and balanced. I mean, RuPaul is still part of that community, whether you want to, you know, see it or not. So he will kind of favor the TQ part of that community, because there is before I go with RuPaul and answer Tom's question, folks, there is an ongoing warfare of the Civil War, so to speak, within that community, where it's the LGB versus the TQ. Exactly. You know, the TQ meaning the trans and queer. See, the trans and queer want those bathrooms to be acknowledgeable and for them to exist. It's the gay, lesbian, and bisexual that don't, because they know that they are a man. They know that they have male parts, and they know that they're not trying to change their own character. They know that, and that goes for bisexuals, that goes for lesbian. They know that. They're not trying to say, you will correct me by my own pronoun. You will never hear a pronoun from that part of the community. The pronouns are coming from the trans and the queer part. And to answer that, okay, I just wanted to throw that out there so you guys can understand, so you're more informed, because that never comes out on social or media. They never want to explain that, but that's the God honest truth, Tom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they never want to explain that the majority of the LGB community, they don't like the TQ.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Because they've made their lives miserable.
Yeah.
Because now everybody thinks that they think that, you know, the guy that's been in the business, been in the office forever, and he's gay. Now all of a sudden that he got along with everybody. You know, people even knew he was gay, but they didn't care because he kept it to himself. It wasn't a big deal. But now the transgender people have drawn them into this whole big thing, and now people are looking at him like, You're the problem. I'm not. I'm a man. I'm not pretending to be,
Yeah. Well, the problem with RuPaul as we close up here, guys, RuPaul said that people should respect one another, but also respect the fact that if they do not accept that, then that's their entitlement. And that's the problem today. They want attention, but they feel that the attention, if they go the route with RuPaul on how he emphasizes his lifestyle and characteristics, they won't get that on that side. And they're not going to get that on that side because we won't accept it. We accept, there's those words again, folks, tolerance and acceptance, okay? We will give tolerance and acceptance to people like RuPaul,
Real talk,
and others
on
that are in
Savaged
that community,
Unfiltered,
because they know that it's okay. We have that tolerance level. It's okay that they feel that way. That's okay. You want to feel that way? Great. Okay. But RuPaul knows that he doesn't have to throw it down our throats. That's the difference between the communities.
He's not striving for
RuPaul even acknowledged he's a man and he's performing in drag. I mean, that's the issue. Yeah.
He's performing in drag, and he's an entertainer and he performs in drag, and he knows that and he says that. And he's a man, but he's not out for people to.
He's not
if you
trying
don't agree with me. If you don't agree with me, then I'm gonna
try to get this out here because I'm looking for the words and I finally found it, folks. See, sometimes you have to kind of, let other people speak. Sometimes to let it, marinate. But he's not out there like the TQ community trying to force us to acknowledge their lifestyle. Exactly. He knows his community knows that we will not acknowledge their lifestyle. And he's like, that's okay. If the straight people don't want to acknowledge it, that's okay. But see, that's the difference between the TQ community. They don't want to acknowledge, they don't want to accept that we won't acknowledge that. And it's fucking irking the shit out of them.
Yeah.
That's the difference, Tom. That's what I was trying to figure out. That's the difference right there.
See, and the gay community is more onto the side, like you said, like if they don't accept my lifestyle, well, that's okay.
Yeah.
I am who I am, and this is how I'm going to be. And I'm not striving for their acceptance.
Yeah. So as we close, Tom, a very, very important issue again to bring up, okay, for the listeners. Should transgender bathrooms exist in the country or around the world for that matter?
Well, you got to be careful what you say around the world. We were in Paris. We lived in England. We visited Paris for a little bit, and their public bathrooms are anything and everybody goes. You walk into a restaurant. I mean, you walk into a bathroom there. You got the urinal along the wall, the big trough urinal, and the stalls, and the men are heading over there, and the women are going in the stalls, all in one facility. So, that's how that is.
They're going to bring that up as I close, guys, because they will bring up this issue. Well, what about during medieval times? Folks, we weren't talking about fucking hermaphrodites and trannies back in fucking the 15th, 14th, 13th, 12th, etc. of centuries, folks. That wasn't even a thought of. Yes, there were outside bathrooms called latrines. I think I pronounced that right. Latrines. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Latrines.
That was an outside bathroom. They exist, down in the South. The hillbillies love them. Okay. They're called outhouses. Modern term for them. Okay. Of a latrine. Yes. Men and women shared that same outdoor bathroom, or sometimes in castles, they would share that same bathroom, but they would allow that female to use that bathroom first. When that female was done, the female would exit, and then the male would use the same bathroom. But one at a time as a process. Okay? Now, vice versa, we modernize now as a society, even in the UK and Great Britain. They modernize the bathrooms, obviously. Okay? So why can't we have it the same way, Michael? And I'm going to tell you as we close. Because there are more than one set of stalls in these bathrooms now. Just like urinals on the walls in the men's room. There are more urinals. There are more stalls for men to use and women as well, too. You can't have a man and a woman in the same fucking restroom because of the amount of space now that we opened it up. Okay? If we had maybe a single bathroom in a facility and it was maybe okay to have that practice where it wasn't, going a little crazy and out of line, maybe we can talk then. But we're not at that point because men and women to this day can't balance out their fucking hormones and tension levels. So I just wanted to bring that out, guys. Heated show, but much needed show, guys. Thanks very much. Remember, you can check out our shows just about everywhere, Spotify, Apple, just about everywhere, guys, including our new reinformed website now. Head over to savagedunfiltered.com. All the shows, the programming, everything is on that website. Always going to be updated every single day, day by day. If you want us to... Hold on. Bring it down a little notch, Michael. If you're looking for any type of... Tom... You talk now. I'm talking way too damn much. Holy shit.
Hey, a great thing about our brand new website that we got up and running.
Thank you.
Is that you can leave us a voicemail. That's right.
That's right.
You leave us a voicemail and, tell us what you think of the show. Tell us what topics you want us to talk about. Tell us if you like the show. If you don't like the show, we don't care. Tell us why you don't like it. And there's a good chance that if we like your message, we may play it on a show that's coming up. So do that. And
that's right.
Just have a lot of fun. And there's also links to the Savaged shop are in the website too. So you can go there and go visit all the great. I was looking at that this morning. We have got tons of great merchandise there for you to check out. And my favorite, the Oldman merchandise. You can get a coffee mug, you can get a t-shirt and a hat. But we got a ton of great stuff there, and just go check it out. And we got links to all our sponsors, and just go and visit the website and have fun with it. And leave us a voicemail.
Damn it! You did better than I did. Jesus, guys, when you talk, you need a break. Okay. And luckily, I've been doing, now a few recordings here for the show this week, and I've been without water for like over an hour now. So my mouth is dry, so I needed a break. Thank you, Tom, for sticking in. So stepping up there. But yeah, guys, check out the website. Check out the new call-in feature that the old man just labeled there, guys. You can see in the graphic on the right-hand side. Just check it out, guys. And hey, we'll, like the old man says, post it on one of the shows. Other than that, guys, take it easy, and until next time.
This has been a Truth Productions media episode. Thank you for listening.